Hi everyone, how are you all? This is CACMA Rohit Grover, your faculty for paper number 17, CMAD, Cost and Management Audit. So the most awaiting video, which so many students have requested me and so many students were asking me, sir, when you will release relating to ABC analysis or ABC, scenario relating to our paper number 17, CMAD. So in this paper, I came up with more than what you asked. So I came up with the ABC analysis also. So we will be covering weightage also from each and every chapter. I'll tell you the important areas also which you need to cover. And at the same point of time, I will also make you understand the writing practice, the practicing pattern relating to our paper number 17, that is called CMAD. So little bit we will understand, and we will also focus on what institute is looking for in your CMA final paper number 17 in the examination. What are the comments in the recently gone examinations they have passed, so that we'll come to know that which areas may we need to concentrate and which areas may we need not, and what are the areas that institute is targeting in your examination. But before starting, a very good news to all of you, a very big announcement to all of you. We have already launched our marathon video for the practical portion of CMAD, paper number 17. Our cost and management audit marathon is already available on our YouTube channel, Shikra Tutorials. So we are also planning and coming up with the marathon part number 1 and part number 2. So I would like to tell you the full clarity. In the part number 1, which is already being shared on the Shikra tutorials, it is covering all the practical questions. So that is consisting of almost more than 50 questions being discussed, 50, 60 questions being discussed in the examination. That all the papers have been covered, all the questions have been covered from your institute study material, from your past year examinations, and your most importantly the workbook which has been recently released by the CMA Institute, that has also been covered, which has already included more than 60 plus questions also. So practical marathon is already available on our channel Shikra Tutorials, and we are coming up with the theory marathon also, which is definitely consisting of 60 to 70 marks in your examination. So 100% coverage, again I'm repeating, 100% coverage is going to be there. 100% coverage of theory, 100% coverage of practicals. Put together, it will be released in 3 parts. So one is already released, that is called practical marathon, and part 1, part 2 of theory marathon will be released another way. Now, as I'm providing the marathon, as we were working towards you only and we were working towards your benefit only, so we have another announcement to make also. Those students who are looking for my practical portion ka material as well as the hand written notes, yes, again I'm repeating, hand written notes are available under the free resources under the Shikra tutorials. So these are the two things which I wanted to bring it to your notice before we move ahead with our CMAD paper number 17 ABC analysis, right? So again repeating, our practical marathon is available, and we are also coming up with the theory marathon of part 1 and part 2. In the maybe in the coming 1 or 2 days you will see it on our channel. Please give your love and affection, and do make sure that if you like our marathon, if you like our practical marathon, do mention your name and the state from which you're watching on our YouTube channel in the comment box. We'll definitely respond to you, and you never know, we may come up with the more free resources also, as I'm distributing my you know this thing handwritten notes in a PDF format under free resources shukratutorials.in. You can go over there and find out the resources under the free resources head. You will find out CMAD. All the notes will be available, including practicals. And those who are interested in buying our, hard copies, they can reach out to us in our registered office, in our corporate office. You can come to the office and collect your copies from there. So let's understand the CMAD paper number 17, paper analysis without fail. So let's understand the first thing. So first thing first, I would like to know you that there is one disclaimer which I would like to give you before giving the paper analysis. The disclaimer is very simple. Make sure that you don't misunderstand this ABC analysis with A category, B category, C category chapters, in which C is that category which you don't have to do. No, that is the complete wrong approach. The right approach is 100% coverage. When the institute has given you the 100% portion, so it has to be the 100% coverage. The only purpose behind ABC analysis is that during your examination day and during your near examination preparation, you should prioritize your chapters. Are you getting the point? You should prioritize your chapter, like this is a A category chapter, this is a B category chapter, and this is a C category chapter. But again, I'm repeating, I am not at all in the favor of leaving any chapter. All the chapters has to be completed. When we at the time of taking EO, when we at the time of taking marathons, when we at the time of taking regular batches, we are not leaving even a single content while making you prepare for this paper number 17, or rather all the papers. There is no point of faculty being telling you that this is what the limited content you have to learn. No, learning has to be 100%, preparation has to be 100%. Only the prioritization may we have a category, B category, and C category. I hope I made some very clear कि 100% preparation with ABC analysis during your exam time, during your minor preparation time near the examination, prioritization of chapter. Now, if I have to tell you under the ABC analysis, so you know that we have the one of the very most popular chapter that is called Company CRA Rules, Cost, Records and Audit Rules 2014, in which you know that we have the 6 rules, right? In those 6 rules, we have the 2 practicals also in that chapter. One is value addition statement practicals, distribution of earnings, and second is profit reconciliation. So along with that, there is another practical chapter that is called management reporting issues, in which including your case studies on performance analysis are there. These 2 chapters put together are going to fetch you how many marks, everyone? 30 marks without fail. It is going to come in the examination. So I will not even call it A category. I'll call it as A plus category of chapters, right? Along with this A plus category of the chapter, there's one third chapter which you need to be very concentrating upon. That is called cost auditing standards. Sorry, cost accounting standards, not cost auditing, my bad. Cost accounting standards and GACAP's special focus in the cost accounting standard and GACAPs. So many students ask us, sir, there are 24 cost accounting standards. What to be concentrated, what not to be concentrated? Let me make it very simple for you. If you sincerely see cost auditing standard 1 to 12, they are the practical bound standards. Are you getting the point? The most of the practicals the institute asks you from 1 to 12. So what about 13 to 24? We don't have to do. No, I already told you we have to go for the 100% preparation. 13 to 24 are theory based standards. Are you getting the point? So 1 to 12 are practical based standards. 13 to 24 are theory based standard. So more and more out of that 12 also 1 to 10 you definitely have to concentrate. So that is also going to be a plus category. Are you getting the point? So you can see that chapter number 1, that is company CRA rules. Chapter number 2, that is called management reporting issues. Let me tell you one thing. These are not the units as per your ICMA. No, I am prioritizing chapter number 1, chapter number 2 as your category. Later on, you can reconcile with the institute which chapters are coming. That little bit of homework you have to do. So cost accounting standards, management reporting issues, and CRA rules. These 3 things put together. These 3 things put together is going to fetch you almost 51 marks. Now, coming to the marks, sir, how you are saying these marks will come in the examination? Let me tell you one thing. I have done this analysis for your last 9 to 10 examinations up to June 2025. So up to June 2025, whatever the last 9 to 10 attempts are there, so I have critically analyzed and made sure that I should give you the weighted average. Matlab, how much is the weight of each and every chapter? So from these 3 units only, you are going to get 51 marks. How many marks? 51 marks of examination paper mein. You are going to get 51 marks in the paper. Are you getting the point? So these all 3 has to be not A category. These 3 has to be what? A plus category. I hope you're getting the point. Now, coming back to the next one, then I think that as a CMA final student, ISSA means information system security audit, which is the last component of our management audit chapter, where we have a banking sector RBI IT audit. This one is also going to be the A category chapter. I don't know what I'm feeling that in this examination you will definitely get minimum 2 mark of question in this examination. Generally I used to keep it as a B category chapter, but as you all know that things are changing, digital audit is coming in the market, students are not, like, people are not getting employed and engaged in the market just because they are CMO qualified. So remember one thing, there is one course, DISSA, Diploma in Information System and Security Audit. That is a course which is available by your institute, in which before getting qualified or after getting qualified, you have a choice. You can get a certified diploma in this course and you can call yourself as an ISA auditor, information system audit. So I feel that this is going to be the future or every one of you. Same goes with the examination preparation also. So I would like you to keep this part in the A category, which is for 2 marks. Next, definitely one question on forensic audit and AML. I hope if you know that this is your part D, fourth part of your institute material. 5 marks each approximately is a weightage which is given as per the institute, but in the examination I can guarantee you minimum 4 marks of question will come in the examination relating to forensic audit and anti-money laundering. So another A category chapter, that is audit of service organizations. As you all know that hotel audit is there, cinema hall audit is there, NGO audit is there, hospital is there, cooperative societies, government audit is there. From that chapter, minimum 14 marks you are going to consider. So if we'll see from the A plus and A category only, if you'll make the total minimum 70 to 75 marks you are getting in the examination. So A plus category and A category put together is going to fetch you 70 to 75 marks. So why to leave this chapter when you already know the paper pattern of the ICMA, right? There comes a B category chapter, but in the first B category chapter also, I would say that it can be A or it can be B as well. Are you getting the point? So either this question can come in the A category or B category. So the chapter is basics of cost audit and professional ethics. As you all know that basics of cost audit, the major concentration is on section number 148 plus section number 143, duties of an auditor, plus liabilities of an auditor in the different sections. Make sure that these 3 topics should be on your what? Fingertips. Again repeating, section number 148, so definitely, which is cost audit. Then section number 143, duties, under which 15 subsections are there. And along with that, you have to do liabilities of an auditor. To make sure that this should also be one of the thing, and they put together are going to come in the examination for 9 marks. How many marks? 9 marks. So 75 plus 9, almost 80-85 marks you are getting from the first 2 B category chapters only. Now, remember, in the professional ethics, you need to concentrate on the clauses. Remember, so many people will guide you. No, professional ethics mein clause number is not important. But I am telling you, these professional ethics are not only required to be done for the purpose of examination. This is your do's and don'ts. Again repeating, this is your do's and don'ts after getting qualified as a CMA. So either you are a member in practice or you are a member in service. What you should not do, what you should not be guilty of, all those 29 clauses divided into 2 schedules having 7 parts. In the schedule 1, 4 parts are there. In the schedule 2, 3 parts are there. Schedule 1, part 1 में 7 clauses are there. Part 2 में 2 clauses are there. Part 3 में 3 clauses are there. Part 4 में 2 clauses are there. Schedule 2, part 1 में 10 clauses are there. Part 2 में 4 clauses are there. And part 3 में 1 clause is there. Put together 29 clauses should be on your fingertips, along with the code of ethics. So make sure that these 2 chapters put together is going to give you what? 9 marks. Next point, basics of management audit, everyone. Basics of management audit mein you have so many topics: MAD, management audit documentation; MAC, management audit checklist; MAY, management audit evidence; objective, scope. The very basic, the very first chapter and the lengthiest one, this chapter itself is going to fetch you 3 marks. So it is again what? B category chapter. So again repeating, this weightage is from your last 9 to 10 examinations. That is 9 to 10 examination ka average I am saying. In some examination, suppose this came for 35 marks. In some examination, these 3 chapters came for 20 marks. In some came for 25 marks. Like that, I have done the average of all the last 10 attempts, right, everyone? Now, along with that, management audit in different functions. Now, you know that environmental audit, energy audit, corporate development audit, consumer service audit, consumer, like you have ESG audit, you have social cost benefit analysis audit, productivity audit, propriety audit, all that put together is going to come for 10 marks. Again, it is a B category. So again, I'm repeating, A plus category, A category, B category, C category means that this is your prioritization. Disclaimer, this is not a recommendation to leave any part. 100% preparation should be there. You are unable to do it, join us at Shikhra Tutorials. We will help you out in doing the 100% preparation. That too without having a extraordinary stress on your head, right? We are providing the max classes. We are providing the maximum output to the CMA final students. So do comment your name in this videos and the comment along with the state from where you're watching this video, and do let us know if it is helping you in any manner, like if you think that our ABC analysis, paper pattern analysis is looking good to you. Next one, along with that, internal control system, we have a chapter, you know, that internal control system, internal audit and operational audit, especially Deming. I hope you know that the definition of internal audit is coming from the Deming. Especially these areas are going to fetch you 18 marks. How many marks? 18 marks. So sir, why you didn't keep it in A category? Why I didn't keep it in A category? Because remember, these are must questions. These are must or may questions. Right or not? So far the average is saying that 18 marks. So if you will do, now put together A plus B category only, if you will do, your 100% coverage is over. But again, I'm repeating, we are not going to favor what? Selective study. We are going to go for what? Full preparation. So no selective study. Sir, we will to do total 118, 120 marks ka paper. Whatever the question comes on our way, we should be in a position to answer it, right? Next one. The C category questions, I would say that you just give a reading and don't take that much of tension. But again, repeating, you have to do it. Cost accounting standards comes for generally 3 marks average. So it is a C category along with XBRL. Now let me tell you one thing. XBRL actually is a very important topic. Uses of XBRL, benefits of XBRL, process of filing the audit report, CRA3 in XBRL. Everything is very important, but remember, it is also one of the very important part in your CFR paper. So most of the XBRL questions relating to this particular topic, XBRL topic, are generally being asked in CFR. That's why they become less important in what? You know, this particular subject called what? Audit. Are you getting the point? So I will put it in the C category. And along with that, we have a cost audit program, cost audit process, cost audit documentation. You know that small basic chapters are there. Put together, they may come for 4 marks. So again, I'm repeating, A plus category, 3 chapters, companies, CRA rules, management reporting issues, cost accounting standards. In the cost accounting standard also, I'm telling you, you have to concentrate on 1 to 12 for practical questions and 13 to 24 for theory. And remember, in the cost accounting standard, do not be totally dependent upon what? Practicals. Definitely practicals are going to be more from the cost accounting standards, but you should be very good in theoretical part also. They have started asking you the meaning of like practical capacity, you know, installed capacity, what is that? So make sure that the different parts, the common area ko you can ignore, but the different definitions which are given in the practical, that should be on your fingertips. I hope I'm made myself very clear. So another A plus A category, ISSA, forensic audit, anti-money laundering, audit of what? Service organization. Along with that, basics of cost audit, professional ethics, put together 9 marks. Cost basis of management audit, 3 marks. Management audit in different function is going to fetch you 10 marks. And most importantly, in the B category, the chapter is ICS, internal audit, operational audit, minimum what? 18 marks of average is coming. And C category may again repeating, no leaving, but make sure that you should not that much concentrate. Prioritize them as C, but do take care of your total. Only 4 cost accounting auditing standards are there: 101, 102, 103, 104. So right, XBRL, very small topic, mostly important for CFR, again C category, cost audit, program document. Now there are some things which you need to understand, that is called ratio of theory to practicals. So remember, your ratio of theory to practicals is almost between 60 to 40, and 65 to 35. To understand, it used to be in 2016 syllabus, it used to be, 1585, so 85 marks of practicals and 10-15 marks of theory used to come, but now it has gone vice versa. 60 marks of theory is coming and minimum 35 to 40 marks of 60 to 70 theory and minimum 30 to 35 marks of practicals are coming. That is the one thing you have to keep it in mind. So both are very important. Coverage shall be all chapters. I already told you above ABC analysis is only to set the priorities to unit at the time of exam preparation time. That is what I told you. MCQ, you know that comes for what? 30 marks. Sir, MCQ series kab aayega? That many, so many again students are requesting for that. So we are in the process. We are already released practicals ka marathon. As I already told you, we are going to release marathon for part 1 and part 2 theory also. So 60 plus 40 total CMAD chapter subject will be covered. Along with that, I am coming up with a live session maybe along with you guys on the same channel with the almost 400 plus 300 plus MCQs we are going to discuss, so that I'll make you ready for 100% preparation. So MCQ coverage from where we have to do. So make sure that you have to do the maximum practice. जहां से भी मिलता है sir, from wherever you are getting, do the 100% coverage. What is in the coverage? Module MCQs you have to do at the back of your chapter, MCQ booklet which is being provided by the ICMI along with the MTP mock test paper, and make sure that 3 to 4 past examination papers also you should check, so that you will get the clarity on what? MCQs. I hope you got the point. Yes sir. Now let's come to the, I hope ABC weightage and ABC marks weightage has gone inside your head. Now let's understand last paper's pattern analysis. So in the previous examination, what kind of papers are coming? Now understand one thing. If I have to tell you A category, A plus and A category, they have a fixed place in your examination. They have a fixed place in your examination. Sir, what do you mean by that? I mean by this, suppose it is question number 2. So question number 2 में जो part number A है, the question number 2 part A is always coming from unit 1, which is known as basics of cost audit professional ethics. Are you getting the point? Which topic? Basis of cost audit professional ethics. I told you it is B category, that's why I wrote in the bracket A category also, you can check it above. So unit 1 is going to be asked in the question number 2 part A. Now if we'll talk about the part B, it is going to definitely be a question from your CRA rules, where they definitely may ask you the like some theory question. Sir, where the CRA rules ka practical question will come, you can see that question number 5 mein unit 2 again is coming as a part A question, where practical relating to your value addition and reconciliation will be asked. So here from the unit 2 theory they will ask from the CRA rules, and here from the unit 2 practicals they are asking. I hope I made myself very clear. Then comes to question number 4. Question number 4 is going to come from the unit number 4, that is called CAS practicals. As you all know that every question is going to come for 14 marks and each part is going to come for 7 marks. So make sure that keep that in mind. We will come on the content also and the quantity of the answer also in the next 5 minutes. But please understand, these are the fixed places of some questions. This is what my analysis is telling you for the last few attempts, right? So again repeating, question number 2, A part is coming from unit 1. Question number 2, B part is coming from unit 2. Question number 4 is coming from the unit 4 completely practical. Are you getting the point? So CS practicals are going to come. Question number 5, everyone. Question number 5 may A part is coming from unit 2, again practicals, and question number B may unit 17 forensic and AML is going to come. There comes a question number 8, then unit 16, that is called audit of different service organization, where you know that 14 marks of question are going to come. So 7 marks each may come. They may ask you 2, 3, whatever they want to do. And sometimes they divide the question number 7 into 2 parts also if they don't have major content to be asked. So part A for 3 marks, part B for 4 marks. But the one particular part will come for 7 marks, further classified into subparts as part A and part B. I hope I made myself very clear. So this is what A category questions are going to appear, at what places in the question paper you will see them, right? This is the analysis of the last few examination. Then question number 8 का A part to unit 16, but the B part is coming from 14 and 15, which we kept as a B category question, from where you can see that internal control system में 18 marks is going to come. So you can see that minimum 18 marks are going to come from unit number 4 or unit number 15, that is called internal control system, internal audit, operational audit, and sometimes unit number 11, that is called management audit in different function. This is what B part is consisting of. So again repeating, this is the not sure shot, but that is being seen in the previous examination paper. Question number 2 A is fixed, B is fixed. Question number 4 is fixed. Question number 5 का A and B is fixed, and question number 8 का A is fixed, and B category में 8 का B part is also what, fixed. Are you getting the point? So why I'm not talking about the C category, as I already told you, the priority is on third. So they are jumbled question, may come, may not come. But again, disclaimer, you all remember, no selective study, only 100% preparation. Are you going to be loyal to yourself, right? Now, this is what the analysis is saying, right? This is relating to the past examination pattern. Now let's understand practical chapters, which is the major chapter is your CAS. So most of the students only prepare practicals. I already told you, you have to make sure that ki not only practicals, you have to make sure that practicals and theory both should be on your fingertips. Are you getting the point? Practicals and theory both should be on your fingertips. Don't do the selective study. So as I told you, practicals ke liye you should be 200% expert in 1 to 12, and for the theory remaining 13 to 24. Now, if we'll see the December 24 examination, sorry, not 24I, if we'll see December 24 examination, if we'll see, we have recently seen previous to previous question paper, we have seen that they have started asking you little bit of financial management also in that. Like I saw one question, 4 to 5 parts were there where they were asking the question on what? This working capital, and they are asking the question on what? Ratios. So I will suggest you that before leaving for the examination, ratio analysis chapter in your intermediate FM, what you have done, make sure that you should do it. Why? Because they may ask you the meaning and interpretation of each ratio. They may ask you what does the debtor turnover ratio tells you, what does the creditor turnover ratio tells you, what is the relevance of current ratio, all that they may ask you in that particular thing, right or not? There comes the answer writing practice. This is also one of the part which students were requesting. So I thought that in a single video of 35 to 40 minutes only, I will make sure that I will tell you everything. Now, answer writing practice may do consider one thing. Institute has given some disclaimers. When you download the suggested answers, I think nobody knows and nobody talks about it. Institute has given a very big disclaimer. Can you read all along with me? Disclaimer is very simple. These suggested answers are suggestive in nature. These suggestive answers are suggestive in nature, not exhaustive in nature. What is the meaning of that? Ki boss, whatever the suggested answers we are providing you, they only for the sole purpose of suggestion. They are not exhaustive. So don't you have to follow. You don't have to follow 100% pattern given by the ICMAI suggested answer. So sir, what is the better writing skills? What are the writings pattern in the examination? For that, I'm here to let you know and make you understand. Now see, first disclaimer, I hope all of you understood that these are suggestive in nature. Our answers which we are providing you are suggestive, not what? Exhaustive in nature. Now let's understand answer writing kaise karna hai. How do we do it? Now see, 90% of the questions come directly in your examination. You know that theory part is going to come for 60 to 65 marks. Into 90% of your theory part is going to come directly. Sir, what do you mean by going to come directly? Either it will come in the form of short note or comment or elaborate. This is exactly the words you will find in the beginning of your question. Either the short note, comment or what? Elaborate. Now, sir, in this particular video, I am going to tell you what if any of these question comes to you, how do you have to do? Now, let's say, for example, they ask you one question, how do you prepare operational audit strategy and what are the objectives of operational audit? How do you prepare operational audit strategy and what are the objectives of operational strategy. Now, most of the students, what do they do mistake is they directly will start writing, this is how we prepare the operational strategy and these are the objectives. That is wrong approach. First, you have to understand one thing very carefully. Examiner does not know anything. Think in such a way कि he is going to read your answer sheet, and from your answer sheet only he is able to understand कि what exactly the answer should be. So it means we have to write the answer not to satisfy our ego. We have to write the answer to satisfy his ego. We have to make sure that our answer should represent what he is looking for in your answer, not what you want to write in what answer. That is the first thing you have to keep in mind. So sir, what do you mean by that? As I already told you, most of your questions are going to come for how many marks? 7 marks. So half page answer is not sufficient. So most of the student write half page answer, that is wrong. No. First of all, tip number 1, never write the answers in paragraph. Write it in what? Bullet points. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, Roman 1, 2, 3, 4, dash, dots. Make sure that your answer should look decorative. You are trying to impress the examiner. You are not just simply faking the answer. You are nothing but impressing the examination. So write it in that. So they won't ask you small question for 7 marks. It won't be a small question. So obviously, if they're giving you what? 7 mark ka question, they definitely do not expect you to write an answer for 3 to 4 lines or half page. They expect you to write 1.5 page of answer. That too divided into a very presentable manner, that is called bullet points, right or not? So suppose if the question is coming for short note, comment or elaborate, first of all to introduce the topic what you are writing in the answer. So what do you mean by that? Now what is the question I told you? Say for example the question is how do you prepare the operational audit strategy and what are the objectives of operational audit or management audit? First talk about what is operational audit and what is management audit. Introduce that topic first. After that, now see this point, suppose if the question is for management audit, first write the meaning of what? Management audit, maximum 2-3 lines. Maximum 2-3 lines. So you introduce, okay sir, this topic is connected to management audit. After that we'll write preparation. After that we'll write objective, that too in bullet points. In the ICMA suggested answers, if you'll see now, some questions are given bullet wise and some questions are given what? Paragraph wise. That's why Institute is saying ki don't take our answers in an exhaustive way. Even if you'll Google it right now, you'll get the same answer. I will tell you what to Google. CMA final CMAD paper number 17 suggested answer. In the Google front page only you will come to know that disclaimer. Our suggested answers are suggestive in nature, not exhaustive in nature. So once you are done with the meaning, one paragraph of 2-3 line is over, then you should write preparation of management audit, and that to answer should be in the bullet points. Avoid what? Paras. Avoid what? Paras, because it irritates the examiner. So what do you mean by irritates the examiner? Imagine you are writing a 1.5 page of answer in a paragraph manner. I will definitely get irritated while looking your answer because I have to dig out the answer. मेरे को answer निकालना पड़ रहा है. I have to take out the answer from your given answer. So I will definitely get irritated. So again and again, every question if you are writing like that, so it's better to be presented in the form of bullet points. So avoid paras, go for what? Bullet point, and write all the topics asked. Don't write selective answer. They asked you preparation strategy, write preparation strategy. They asked you what? This thing, objective, right? Objective. Are you getting the point? So these are the small topics. And yes, once it comes to professional ethics ka question, I will suggest you that first of all, how you should write clause number first. So if it is a professional ethics ka question, first write clause number, like clause number 6 of part 1 of schedule 1 of CWA Act, not CMA Act. Are you getting the point? It is, see again, clause 6 of part 1 of schedule of clause 6 of part 1 of schedule 1 of CWA Act. Don't write 1959. Don't write CMA Act. There is no CMA Act. It is Cost and Work Accountants Act. So if you'll write your answer like this, if you'll start your answer like this, it will look very attractive in the examination. After that, once you quoted ki which clause say you are asking the question, which part say you are asking the question, which schedule say you impressed, 1 mark pakka. Sir, question is for 7 marks. Now, 2 marks for what clause is saying. 2 marks for what clause is saying. Then 2 marks you write facts of the case. What question is saying? Facts of the case. Are you getting the point? Then 2 marks what your conclusion is. Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Are you getting the point? So 1 mark is for your that line, part 1, clause 1, part 1 of schedule 1, or clause 5 of what do you say, clause 5 of part 1 of schedule 2 of CWA Act 1959, plus 2 marks are for your clause, 2 marks are for your facts of the case, and 2 marks for your conclusion. So this is what you all need to know about your paper number 17. I hope I served your purpose. Thank you so much for watching and lending your patient ears and very much important time to listen to our videos. I hope you are liking our content. I hope you are liking our classes as well. So if you are really getting benefited by this video, I would like to see your name and I would like to see the state from which you are watching this video. Do mention that in comment. It will be very motivating for us knowing the fact that people from across the nation are watching us. So again, I'm telling you, marathon of practicals has already been launched. You can go and watch on YouTube. It is already live for practicals almost for 7 hours, and we are going to introduce 20 hours of marathon for this thing called theory subject also, which will be very much benefiting you during the purpose of your exam. And yes, during the exam, on the day of exam, I will definitely be live with you as well. So I will also prepare with you during the examination day. Like say for example, once you will come with from writing the previous exam, the day of exam you have, right? During that day, I'll be completely live with you and I will be asking you the topics which you want me to disclose in the comment box, and I'll make sure that I will be able to resolve your doubt. Again, thank you so much for lending your patient ears and patient time, and it was lovely teaching you all. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye. God bless you all. All the very, very best for your December 25 and exams which are going to come onwards. God bless you all. Bye everyone. Take care.